Hello and welcome to another episode of Historically Marked. This is another Route 66 edition, and I am outside Luther, Oklahoma, which is one of those small towns just on the way to Oklahoma City coming from Tulsa. But I am standing outside an old filling station. I'm talking about an abandoned place, and I don't really know very much behind the name, but there is a marker here, and it's not so often I visit abandoned places. There are a lot of YouTubers out there that like to do that and explore and all that, and of course they're really good at it, but in a rare moment I'm going to do just that because, I mean, it looks kind of rather harmless, but what do I know? And by the way, like on old Route 66, which is this, I mean, people do go 70 miles an hour. It's the speed limit's 65, but people do go quick, especially over those hills. So I mean, this will be kind of easy to miss if you drive a little too fast. So just a little heads up on that one. But the American flag looks like it hasn't been there that long, and looks like it's kind of been untouched, if you know what I mean. But all right, so here is, I usually don't like to consider these historical markers because it's a piece of paper behind glass, but I think it's been there for quite a long time. All right, so it says here, this is one of the old gasoline filling stations still standing in this part of the county. No one knows for sure, but it is thought to have been built in the late teens or early 20s. It had two pumps, okay, probably right there, and one for regular gas and one for ethyl, which was a little higher octane. All right, so seeing there was no electricity out here at that time, most homes and buildings were lighted by kerosene lamps or lanterns. Kerosene was dispensed the same way oil was, from a metal drum, put in your container and taken home. Wow. So this was kind of a backwards town. Well, I don't know what the right politically correct word is, but it also says that cool soda pop was sold only on days when the Iceman made it by. So in other words, there was no refrigerators here. Yep, it does say there's no refrigerators. What the heck? But they did make money selling hard candy and chocolate, but only in the winter because, yes, it was hot out here. And so then now there's an Al Capone story on here. Oh, by the way, at one of the, I'm sorry, not to go off subject, but when I was at one of the tourist stops, it was the one in Tulsa, this lady was telling me that Al Capone did help fund parts of Route 66. I don't know if that's true, but I think it's stuff that websites and history books don't want us to know about, but, or maybe it's the legend that was passed down to her. But anyway, back then, times were very hard and it was difficult to make a living. One day, about the time Al Capone was terrorizing the city of Chicago, a so-called salesman came by the station offering to sell the owners a way to make a lot of money, literally, for he had a set of plates for a counterfeit $10 bill. The story goes that the people yielded to temptation with the thought of being able to get rich quick. And then there was a small room that was constructed on the back of the old station for the purpose of hiding the printing materials, and the only entrance was through the window you see on the back wall of the station. We'll have to go check that out. And people didn't even know there was a room back there. So wow, counterfeiting. Things went along just fine for a time, but while passing one of the fake $10 bills, one of the persons was arrested, and with the identification on him where he lived, he was traced to this station. And the counterfeit claims were found, and so ended this crime spree. And then the person being taken to jail was overheard saying it was not worth it. Well, no kidding. The old station was closed, never to open again. And many years later, which had nothing to do with the counterfeiting, a murder victim was found in the old abandoned building. Police were unable to determine whether he was killed here or the body just dumped. Okay. The victim was never identified and no one seemed to know him. Now, there is no trespassing signs on here or danger signs, and I don't usually like to take my chances on these kinds of things because, you know, it's my own risk. There could be lots of things in there, falling material, asbestos, you name it, but I'm going to go inside. It does say please be careful. So I'm going to go ahead and see where this room was. I guess it was right there. Well, obviously that's a chimney. Holy crap. Well, it looks like a nature trail. Well, shoot, I might be able to start doing more exploration videos after this. It looks like some people graffitied here, or more like carved their name, I guess. But either way, I mean, hey, I'm glad I got to come here. I mean, you know, it's the little things and forgotten things that, you know, always count. All right, well, I guess about wraps it up, because there's really not much to see in there. But so on Route 66, getting my kicks, I am Jason. Sign off.